Hello viewers, Doris Deveraux here to tell the story of Fiji. Derek and I arrived at Castaway Island late in the afternoon, and Derek went straight to bed, saying he was tired and didn't want dinner. Well, I did. I took myself to the dining room. There was a queue, and I ended up next to this man and his 2 teenage children. The waiter came over and said our table was ready. I jumped and said, "No, we're not together." The man said, "The lady can sit with us." And I did. It wasn't until halfway through dinner that I found out his name was Robert Nuss of Nuss Transport, a big transport company in New South Wales, and he was married on wife number 2 and looking for number 3. Imagine, Doris Nuss. When dinner was nearing the end, the topic turned to tennis. Did I play? As a matter of fact, I do. So he suggested we meet at the courts in the morning. I returned to my hut and husband. He asked how I went, and I said, "You've got from now till 10 in the morning to brush up on your tennis game." I woke bright and early, 7:20 on the dot. Derek still in bed. I went to lie down on the lounge. Rob was walking past and stopped to chat and check to see if we were ready for the tennis match. Then Derek popped out and introduced himself as Derek, the husband. Rob suggested that we go scuba diving in the afternoon. To my surprise, Derek said yes. We went to tennis. Rob and Rob Jr. were at one end and Derek and I at the other. When the first game ended, Rob called us to the net and said Doris and Rob Jr. were the better of everyone. Then told us to change teams so that Doris went with him, Robert Nuss, and Derek got Rob Jr. We played on until Rob Jr. chucked a wobbly and took his bat and ball home. Next up, scuba diving. We went to the outer reef and the boys started to get their gear on. Rob took some photos and asked that I give my address to enable him to send them to me. Derek called me over and said he's going to try and kill me, of course. He didn't, and I didn't become Doris Nuss. Thank you, viewers.